Good morning. This is X-Pulse AI Morning Mix. Today is Sunday, July 12th, 2026. We've got OpenAI's GPT 5.6 and the new ChatGPT Work push, a China security warning hitting an Anthropic coding tool, and what chip execs say about demand. Orion's here with me. Ready to roll?
Ready, let's do it.
The Hindu reported on July 10th that OpenAI launched GPT 5.6 and unveiled ChatGPT Work. Orion, what did they actually ship?
Two big moves, a new model, GPT 5.6, and a product packaging shift, ChatGPT Work, framed as an agentic super app for professionals. OpenAI's pitching one workspace that can handle coding, document creation, analytics, and more, instead of bouncing between separate tools and tabs.
What's different about Work versus regular ChatGPT for someone using it daily?
They're consolidating capabilities into a single office-style workspace, plus adding a desktop client and a hosted websites feature. The theme is fewer handoffs. You draft, analyze, generate code, and publish from one place, more like an operating layer for knowledge work than a chat window.
This is also positioned as an enterprise play, right? Who's it aimed at?
Directly at the productivity market, where Anthropic and Google are competing hard. OpenAI is basically saying, don't buy a toolkit, buy the workspace. And after that earlier regulatory delay mentioned in the reporting, shipping now is also a signal. They want momentum back. If your spreadsheet just felt a chill, that's normal.
CNBC TV 18 reported on July 11th that Chinese authorities warned companies about a possible security issue in an Anthropic coding tool. What's the core of the alert?
The advisory urges companies to update or remove affected versions over a potential vulnerability, framed as a possible backdoor. The bigger story is the environment. China is tightening scrutiny of foreign AI tools, especially anything that touches source code, internal repositories, or software supply chains.
So, is this more patch now or more policy squeeze?
Both. Practically, it can force urgent patching or rollbacks. Strategically, it can restrict Anthropic tools inside China because security advisories often become procurement guidance. Even if Anthropic patches quickly, trust and approvals can lag, especially for developer tools that sit close to sensitive systems.
What should listeners watch for over the next few days?
Look for three signals: an official patch note or version guidance from Anthropic, Chinese customers pausing deployments, and whether competitors, domestic tools, or open models get a boost as safer by default. In security, perception moves faster than root cause analysis.
CNBC on July 12th quoted AI chip executives saying demand is almost unlimited, even with chip stocks bouncing around. What did they say, and who said it?
Executives at startups, including Cerebras and South Korea's Rebellions, described very strong infrastructure demand. The framing is, real orders and build-outs keep coming, even if public markets are volatile. And it highlights a broader shift, more specialized accelerators trying to carve out space around NVIDIA-dominated spending.
Is this just hype talk, or is there a genuine signal underneath?
There's a real signal. Models are getting larger, inference is constant, and enterprise adoption is expanding. Volatility is about expectations and timing. Demand is about workloads. But almost unlimited usually means one constraint is moving: power, networking, cooling, or supply. Not that budgets are infinite.
What does this mean for teams trying to plan capacity?
Assume lead times and constraints persist. The winners won't just be the fastest chips. They'll be whoever can deliver stable throughput, predictable costs, and a software stack that doesn't break. Also, every vendor deck says unlimited demand. My favorite fictional genre.
Let's hit a few fast-moving items around money and geopolitics. Orion, start with what's going on with Anthropic beyond the China warning.
Two separate notes. Fellow AI reported on July 10th that Anthropic redeployed its Mythos-class flagship model on July 1st after a U.S. export control hold was lifted. And Tech Times reported on July 11th that secondary market trading priced Anthropic around a $1.2 trillion private valuation ahead of an expected IPO.
Staying on cross-border pressure. What happened with Meta and Manus?
Tech startups reported on July 10th that Chinese regulators forced Meta to unwind its reported $2 billion acquisition of Singapore-based AI agent startup Manus. The same report says Tencent is in talks to lead roughly a $2 billion buyback and become the largest shareholder. Classic strategic tech stays closer to home logic.
And on funding, who just raised real money and what do they do?
SiliconANGLE reported on July 10th that MiniMax, an open-source model developer, raised $2 billion. They build and distribute open models plus tooling, so think an ecosystem play to compete with proprietary stacks. More capital there usually means faster model iteration and better developer infrastructure.
Last one, anything outside pure AI?
Yes, quantum. Calculist, or Tech, reported on July 12th that two Israeli quantum startups, Quantum Art and Classique, are in advanced talks for U.S. listings via SPAC mergers, targeting valuations up to about $5 billion. It's not immediate AI product news, but it's adjacent compute optimism showing up in public markets.
That's XPulse AI Morning Mix from XPulse for Sunday, July 12th, 2026. Share it with someone who'd find it useful. See you next time.